Right. I'll clarify some of this towards the end, but let's see. First of all, so we have the Lovers coming up as the underlying energy. Now, there might be a really specific message here for some of you. I'm going to say it's for those people that are in long distance relationships, or you're connecting with someone at distance. That it doesn't even, you might live in the same town, but they're off traveling or something. Because we have the Lovers here, we have the Three of Wands, we have the Six of Swords. This can indicate long distance travel, like relationships that are overseas. Doesn't have to just even be a relationship. Three of Pentacles. Maybe you're looking at working overseas or going somewhere overseas, but there is that kind of energy coming out. And like I said, that's very specific, so it might not apply to too many of you. If I see it, I have to say it. So this might be concerning a relationship that's an existing relationship. There seems to be distance between the two people. I always say that, but I always feel like they're ready to move towards each other. And it's almost like, yeah, that angel shows up to say, you guys, you're protected. This is blessed. Let's go. Time to move together. How do they move closer together? Well, there's always an obstacle. There's always like a mountain or something in the middle. So that's an obstacle that's there. But how do they overcome that? They're naked. Naked people, to me, always say that this is who I am. Aquarius, time to come out as like the complete aliens that you are, the freaks that you are. And I say that with love. I am an Aquarius sun. The channel is called Aquarian Insights. So, I'm not being hurtful or horrible. But time to just show this is who I am. This is what you're in for. This is what you're going to get. Is it for you or not? And I think you're going to find that the other person, if this is a relationship, whatever it is, that might be in a friendship. Some people are looking to connect with other friends, like-minded people, whatever it is. And it's to do with something that you love. So, if it's business partnership, something that you're going to work with, I'm not getting that so much. I'll be honest. This is love for me. Something that we love, and we don't usually get that passionate. Well, I don't know. Some people do, but it's going to be, who are you willing to be vulnerable to and say, this is who I am. This is how I feel. This is warts and all. This is what you're going to get. And it's like, that's when you overcome this obstacle. There's a misunderstanding. That's what I'm getting here. And I don't usually get that. But I'm getting that. I'll explain why as I go through the cards, because you have to read the cards together, right? They tell a story in combination, not just individually, the cards individually. So this can be a head or heart decision, but it's a no-brainer decision in that it's the Lovers. What do you love? What do you love? Who do you love? What would you love to do work-wise? What would you love to do right now instead of watching this? What would you be rather doing? So that's what the Lovers asks you. Now, some people, they do that. They think, well, I can't go for what I love. I'm going to do this instead. And that's where the distance comes in, because you're letting other things affect that. But if you get down to who you truly are without the mask, without the clothes, without any of that, you can show who you are and you know what you truly love. So that's going to become very apparent second half of April. Now, what comes up here at the heart of your reading, we have the Eight of Pentacles. What have you guys been working on? For some of you, this might be a relationship. This might be yourself. This might be, I'm getting the sense here for some of you that, it's like, oh my God, everything's going to shit around me. I'm just going to knuckle down, put my head down, and I'm just going to focus on the work that I'm doing in front of me. So there can be that. And hey, I've been guilty of that at times as well. But this is the apprenticeship card. This person is doing this to gain mastery in a situation. But he's not looking at, like, he's had to repeatedly make the same pentacle. That can get tedious, right? But why does he do it? Because he wants perfection. He wants to be a master at what he does. Maybe the first one that he made wasn't as good as like the one that he's making right now. And he's not even focused. He's not focused on what he did before. He's not thinking about the next pentacle. He's only focused on what he's doing right now. This is what I'm working on. I'm going to make this thing perfect. This is going to be the best one that I've done so far. So when this is coming up at the heart of your reading, I've just told Capricorn this, like I said, that this is about you put in the effort. You start to see now that, oh my God, my effort's actually going to lead somewhere. It's an 8. We only have the 9 and the 10 to go. That cycle's done then. For some of you, I think that work that you've been put, it can be to do with a job, it can be a relationship, whatever it's to do with. But at the end of the day, you've done it because it's something that you love to do or you want to do it. Because we have the Queen of Swords, that's your energy coming up as a past energy. I think for a lot of you, especially when we see the Lovers, the naked people, the Eight of Pentacles, this kind of work and effort, and it's a general reading, and you know how I read. For those of you that have had personal readings from me, you know my personal readings are very different. Then I'll get more specific. But in general, it's the energies. You're going to apply the energies how you will. They're playing out differently for each of you right now. So I try to stick to what the energies mean. And so here, with this combination, it's like you've been working hard on being you, which sounds kind of strange. It's knowing who you are. The Queen of Swords knows who she is. She has gone through some terrible shit. Like, she's gone through everything. They call her the divorce queen. They call her the widow queen. Like, you know, she's seen it all. She's done it all. But she's not been brought down to her knees by it. She now stands strong. She now knows who she is. And it's that saying that I always connect it to her, which is that, you know, damaged people are dangerous. They know they can survive. That's her. She knows her truth. She knows who she is. She's not going to put up with anyone else's bullshit. She's like, hang on, I've had to find my truth in my situation. Stand naked before someone. I've had to find who I am. I'm truly who I am. I'm not going to put up with your bullshit, your lies. You bring me the truth or don't bring me anything at all. So this is what this feels like. You've been, what is getting to the core of what you believe, what you think. I've said this to all the signs before you that, you know, the energies do not feel like just love or just work and none of that stuff. I mean, even if you feel like it's only applying to one area of your life, think about it. That one area is going to have a knock-on effect on other areas. You get into a relationship, suddenly your attitude towards work might change. So you want to move in together, you might need a better job to pay for that. Like, everything's having a knock-on effect right now, and it's seeing the bigger picture. But it's knowing that we are at the core, we are the spoke in the middle of that wheel, and we're the ones that decide how fast that wheel is going to turn and what's going to happen. So I love this. Being authentically you. But this, I'm going to say this. Let's not just make it all rainbows and unicorns, right? Because it isn't. Some of you might have done what she does, which is she's emotionally detached because of all the stuff that's been going on, because, you know, maybe to go work on yourself or to take care of business or take care of work, whatever it is that you're doing, you've had to emotionally withdraw in some ways. Well, now it's not the solo, not just the queen. It's about this. Bring that truth out so someone else can see it. Bring it to what you love. And it kind of shows that here as well. We have the Three of Pentacles coming up in the present. And this is about planning for the future, you know, and it does talk about working with other people. It does talk about recognition. So for some of you, in a work sense, you've put in the effort, you've put in the hours, you've been doing the job. Now it's about getting the recognition. And you don't always realize straight away that you're being recognized for the work that you've done. For others of you, you might have had to, this energy, this is in the present, right? So you might be starting the middle of the month like this, where it feels like you're having to compromise, you know, you're kind of compromising on what is it that I want? What's the plan here? What's the action that we're going to take? And I don't think so much as compromising with other people, because you are not willing to compromise who you are. You might compromise on the plans. You're like, that's not a deal breaker for me. I'm willing to give you that. It might not be that, but where you're, I think, really being pushed to kind of work in that kind of team, and that can be with your partner, with your family, your friends, the team that you're working with, is this. Are you being led by your heart? Are you being led by what you love? Because you know your truth. Are you being led by that? Now, for some people, this might be applying for jobs, getting involved with a date. I always see that, like, because it's building, it's tangible, something real, something solid that we do to build towards our future. You know, the next steps that we're going to take in the future. Three of Pentacles. And where does that lead? Like, you know, what comes out of this? Well, we have the Three of Wands coming up after this. So it's almost as if, you know, you're applying for a job, or you're joining that dating agency, you're doing something tangible to build on your stability or your security. Then you wait for the results. Three of Wands is waiting for your ships to come in. And you guys know this is probably my, out of the minors at least, in this deck, this is probably my favorite card, my favorite depiction, because I love this guy. Look at him. He stands there ready for everything. He's got his back turned. He doesn't care what's behind him. He's got his back turned and he's looking ahead and he's waiting. He's waiting for those ships to come in. Not one, not two. He's got a whole armada coming towards him. He's ready. Bring it. He knows what's on there because he's put in the work. He's made the plans. That's what you're doing here in the middle of the month, putting the plans together. What are we doing? Where are we going with this? Excuse me. You know who you are. You know what you love. So when you combine all of that and this kind of focused, diligent effort and work, you know what's coming towards you. Now, for some of you, this might be like, let's go back to that kind of overseas thing that I was saying for some of you. Maybe this is a long distance relationship and you've been putting in hours, effort, work, like to raise capital, finances to either bring that person to you or for you to move out to them. If it's romantic, for some of you, that could be the case. Or, you know, you've been building a solid CV or resume, like where you are, who you are, working towards this so you can plan for the future. Maybe you want to go move somewhere else, do something else. It doesn't even have to be overseas. I'm saying overseas because we have these two cards here. This distance, but it's closing the distance between you and what you love. Simple. But the thing with the Three of Wands is we can sit there and wait, but we know there's no surprises. He's not surprised. He's ready. He's ready. He's fabulous. I love those muscles bunched in his back. He's ready to go. He's like, bring it. I've been waiting for this. I've been planning for this. I've been working for this. Bring it to me now. I'm ready for it. I will meet this head on. There's no surprises in this card ever. There's never any surprises, which would be nice from people that have had the Tower coming up in their spreads for the last few months. But no surprises now. Whatever effort you've put in, you're going to get the results of that. Good, bad, or ugly, right? So we have the Six of Swords coming up as the advice. Time to move on, guys. And that can be literally, like I said, this could be a travel card. The thing with this card is you can see them like it's almost like we're watching them move away, right? From where we're standing, we're looking at this depiction. We're watching them move away from us. Even here, we're behind him and we're watching what's coming from ahead. It's looking ahead. It's about knowing, where am I going now? Done with whatever happened, done with all the difficulty in the past. And let's not forget, the Queen of Swords is here. Done with the whatever has made you who you are. And it has. Every experience changes us. It makes us who we are. But it's time to just take the experiences with us, but to forget, leave behind the actual details of what happened. You know, we can get caught up on why did that happen? Why did he do this? Why did she say that? Why do they treat me like this? Like, leaving behind that, just taking away what we've learned. There's a kind of, that combination is kind of judgment-ish. Not exactly, but kind of that, looking back and saying, done with that, going forward now. What I always say about this is that the swords are going with them in the boat. And you have to think that, why are they taking the swords with them? That must be obstructing his view. Like, he can't really see that clearly. He's got swords in front of him. But he has to take them. If he removes them, it's a wooden boat. You have to think they dug in so deeply to be standing up. If you remove them, maybe there'd be a hole in the boat. That's become a part of who you are now. Those beliefs, those thoughts, those ideas, whatever you've been through, they've changed that about you. And they serve you now. They serve you. Yes, in some ways, it can be like emotional baggage we feel. There's swords, though. But, you know, we're going across the sea. But you take that with you because it's changed you. You've become a new you. I like this. Kind of what I love about this spread, and a lot of the others, they got like the World, Wheel of Fortune, like, you know, external change. But I kind of feel for you guys at Aquarius that a lot of that external stuff's happened. Now it's like, where's your free will in all of this? It's time to exercise that free will. Time to put into play who you've become after all those experiences. Six of Swords says. This can be an internal journey. You don't have to take one step outside of your house for this to take place, because we've moved on. You know, inside, it's like, I'm done with all of this. I'm done with all of this. I know when people see, like, just worth saying, you see 2 3s in a reading, and people start saying, oh my God, third party situations. I don't get that, especially not from this. I mean, some people see the Lovers as that, but do you really see an angel as a threat, unless someone's like letting their religious or spiritual life take over? Become an obstacle in the relationship. I don't see this as a third party situation. And third party situations can be, maybe you've been working too hard. Now it's time to focus on what we're going to do together, how we're going to move forward together. I'm not really truly getting that though, because here everyone's in the boat together. They're moving forward together. Everyone goes together. Right. So I always say this, if you have a look at these two cards, I always say that they're two sides of the same coin. Two sides of the same coin. And indeed, if you have a look, the Lovers, it's number 6, and the Devil is number 15. And if you add them up, that adds up to a 6 as well. And the whole thing is, have a look here. You see these two? They're naked, and the union's blessed by an angel. Here you see these two. They're naked, but they're tied together by the Devil. The Devil is the card for Capricorn. Capricorns don't like that, but it's not a bad thing, because this card talks about power. What holds you back? So if these are clarifiers, and they're clarifying this situation more, what seems to have been the case in this situation, if I have a look at them, yes, they're naked, but they're almost ashamed of their nakedness. She's turning away as in like, don't look at me. And he's like kind of crouched, hunched in on himself. Like, I don't want to be here. You don't see me kind of thing. The devil's holding on to them. So this can be when two people are tied together. And I'll say this is a relationship. It may have been that you've come from a place where there was something not so great holding you guys together. Maybe you were stuck together because we can't move out because we're stuck in the same house together, or an addiction or some codependency or some kind of that kind of energy. It feels like you got free of that with the Queen of Swords here. But that could be one of the difficult situations that this person went through. And there's a liberation and a freeing in this card. Look at them. They're free. They're open. These two are not. They're tied together. And it feels like, look, we have the Seven of Wands. You fought that off. You've been defensive. You fought that. This reading, it's very clearly talking about the work that has been done for you to be able to move forward into whatever it is that you're stepping into. This is the higher ground. This testing time. So much has been coming at you. Look at all these wands. You've had to defend yourself. It's a defensive energy. This talks about the story that you've been on, Aquarius, of the things that, what's been holding you back. You've had to figure out what the hell's holding me back. Maybe this has been getting rid of like past relationships that weren't working for you, or people that you just didn't want to be around. Drinking too much, partying too much, doing too many drugs, getting lost in that kind of victim kind of thinking, like, I'm a victim, I'm tied to this, I can't do this, I have no choices. No, that's two sides of the same coin. One side is that, one side's this. Freeing, love keeps us together. They can both talk about karmic ties that we have to people, but some people don't believe in karma, so it doesn't have to be that. But when we feel like there's still things that we need to work through with that person to get the closure that we need, doesn't just even have to be in a relationship. I've given the example there. Can be to do with anything that we love, that we think we love. I love this job, even though it's killing me, doesn't pay me anything, but I'm kind of stuck in it. That now it's like, well, no, that doesn't serve me. This is what I truly love. So it feels like there's been a testing time. You've gallantly and bravely fought this off. This is like that no more card. I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. I don't want this. This is mine. You can't have it. It's that energy. Where's that leading? 9 of Cups. Your heart's desire. And that's the thing. Whatever you've gone through, wherever you've been, whatever you've endured, and I've heard some awful stories that have come through the last few months for Aquarius. I've been through it too, and I've talked about it in some of my podcasts, like, at varying levels in different areas. You kind of go for it. What it helps to clarify is, this is what I want. First, you look at what you don't want, right? And then you look at what you want. Manifestation, your wish. What is your wish? Because it feels like it's coming through. Because you haven't just sat there and wished for it. You put effort behind it. You've taken you've looked into the dark, ugly places and seen the truth about who you are and the truth of what you want in other places. That's why you can stand here naked now and say, this is me. Because, and there isn't the Six of Wands, but the Six of Wands has been coming up in a lot of the other readings, because there is that kind of, look at who I am. Without the pride, of course, but this is that, now you can plan for the future. Now you can go forward. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Let's just go, for some of you, I kind of am getting the sense that there's a situation with this devil. It wasn't healthy before. Maybe you guys weren't and it doesn't even have to be the same relationship. Maybe this is a past one. Someone that you thought was a soulmate and it just didn't turn out well. Or, maybe things went wrong in that kind of a connection. And I do not like to use the word soulmate, but I'm using it because it came up. And I've talked about this in podcasts and all over the place. I'm not going to rant about it now, but, it's that deep, profound connection. This is someone. This is your someone who's going to help you grow, to learn. And they have already. Whoever it was in the past, they helped you. They helped you to cut these, because she cut those those chains with her sword. She cut those. Now you're free. But yeah, that's beautiful. Some of you have been wishing for this. It doesn't even have to be a specific person. You've been wishing for this. This is what you want. You want that deep, profound connection. You're tired of going it alone, right? But what I love is that 8 of Pentacles. The work has been done. And I'm sorry to say, like, for those of you that haven't, then the 3 of Wands still plays out. You get back what you expect. Whatever effort you put in, you will get back from that. And this is when, please don't do the whole, I hope it happens for me thing. He knows. He's not there on a whim. He's not there on a wish. He's not there on a hope. It's because he knows. That's why he's ready. and move towards. The Six of Swords can mean leaving behind this kind of destruction, whatever it was. And that can take a while, but you know, we do it in our own time. Know what you stand for and go for what you wish for. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. Yeah, for some of you, I'm not saying it's with the same person. Some of you, it might be. For some of you, this is a situation you know that's been going on. Like I said, with the Three of Wands coming up, you know what it is. You know what to expect. You know this. And you will know what to expect because of what you're doing right now, what you're planning, the action that you're taking right now, what you want to move towards. Some of you doubted with her coming up, told you that she can be emotionally cut off, that you would ever love again. I'm not going to love again. Love endures. Either love within a situation or our ability to love. Because the Lovers came up first, remember? Alright, okay. Aquarius, I think you guys got this last time as well. Milk and honey. I think it was you guys. So, the land of milk and honey. And I love this card because of the little baby elephant in the cereal bowl. Because I love elephants. I love baby elephants. And look at him just splashing around all happy in there. And that's what it says. That, you know, you can have it all. But how? How do you get access to the land of milk and honey? By being authentically who you are, by showing who you are. This card talks about authenticity. It's your authentic self that you can get abundance in whatever area, whatever that abundance looks like, you get that abundance. It says, dearest you, we're a chatty bunch over here, always talking about how to support you in your life's journey. We communicate to you through the language of oracles, dreams, signs, metaphors, and omens. In your life on earth, however, clarity in your communication is essential to being understood. You don't speak in symbols, and if you did, you would definitely confuse things. Right now, you're facing a situation in which you're being asked to have integrity, be clear, and learn how to ask for your needs to be met. The first step is to admit out loud that you have needs. So maybe this is that, right? Three of Pentacles. This is what I want. This is how we're going to go forward. What are we going to do? This is what I love. The first step is to admit out loud that you have needs. The second is to ask out loud for them to be met. And the third is to allow the other person, organization, or even us to answer you. When you follow these steps, you can most definitely expect an answer. In your favor, affirmative, we say. Loving you so very much. There you go, guys. It's about you. I don't know how much I feel like I have to say, but you know, it's not about being that solo individual. I'm the Queen of Swords sat on my throne with my sword. You know your truth now, right? It's bringing it out into the world. Lovers. It doesn't have to always be like this. Flip side of this is the Lovers, and this came out. That came up as a clarifier to explain why this is coming up. You've fought your battles. Now it's time to focus on the wishes. And you got threes here. That's why I wasn't really getting them as like destructive third-party influences. I'm getting them more as, you know, working with other people, getting back now. He's waiting. You're waiting to see. Like, it takes some, like I said, he's not there on a hope, but it, you know, even if we have knowledge or faith in something, it's knowing that it's going to happen. And we have to have some of that, right?